But
okay.
yeah.
Do you think companies should make, let me rephrase the question. Do you think companies make hiring decisions sometimes based on what candidates put on social media?
I haven't come across that. At least I haven't had the feeling that I've come across that yet. I think it kind of depends on each organization and maybe how seen are they? How visual are they? What is their presence on social media? Me personally, I haven't had a hiring manager that I'd have to say, just because they posted that article doesn't mean they can't do the job, kind of thing. And gosh, I hope I never have to have that conversation.
Let me ask you this. I already know what you're going to say, how you're going to answer it, but I'm just wondering deep down, like, what if you got this candidate in front of you and they were like, because I already kind of have a feeling where you lean. What if they're like, listen, I am super Christian, right wing, Trump loving, blah, blah, blah. And they're adamant about it online. They say something about it during the interview, but they're super qualified. What's Amanda going to do?
I'm going to have to put my big girl pants on.
Right. That would be tough, right? Because it's a human, because human nature, human emotions do come into it. I know it's not supposed to. Right. But we're not robots. As much as hard as human resource folks want us to be robots and not have an emotional reaction to things, we do, because we're humans. It's almost hard. It's hard, very difficult not to, right?
Yeah. Well, and my bachelor's was industrial and organizational psychology. So I really like the way the brain works. And one of my last research projects was confirmation bias. And it was a full-blown study, and we are humans, we are biased, you know what I mean, whether we like it or not, which is why when I do phone screens, we don't have cameras. I do my best to keep cameras off at that very early stage, because sometimes biases happen. Same thing with seeing those things on social media. For me, and you might be surprised, I do lean in a general direction, but I try my best to look at people's pure-heartedness, and sometimes it doesn't align with their political values. So I try my best. It is so true. You know what I mean? I've had friends who were Trump supporters, and sometimes I sit there and wonder, like, okay, I know you as a person. I don't know how this is possible, but it doesn't make them a bad person. Now, some of them are just outright bad people. So I really have to see what the posts were, Steve. I don't have enough information to make a real decision. I would hope to make the right choice.
You know what I would always, my advice for listeners on this topic is, look, here's the deal. Just don't be angry. Like if somebody likes purple and you like yellow, don't hate them just because they like purple. Just like, I'm always telling everybody, I'm like, hey man, if you like purple, that's cool. We can still have a beer together. I'm not going to demonize you because you like purple and I like yellow. Like I don't care. I'm not gonna, I try to just be okay. Look, we can still be friends. We can still hang out. We can still watch the ball game, have a beer together. I may not take you. I may not take you camping with me for 3 days, but
it's like there's like 2 to 3 hours max, and you got to go.
How about this one? You know what? Oh, sorry. Let me stick one more thing on this. One more thing on the social media before we go to job interviews. Should people be wiped off of social media for saying certain things? This cancel culture stuff where Twitter doesn't like something, they say you're banished. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't necessarily believe in cancel culture. I'm not a big fan. Okay. At the same time, I do think there are certain individuals and certain circumstances. I mean, we'll try to stay a little bit away from like politics. But for example, I'm not sure you follow the whole Kim Kardashian and Kanye West debacle. I'm sure you didn't.
No, I didn't.
But sure, it's free speech, all of that. But I mean, Kanye was all but harassing his ex-wife. And I watched this interview and I was just like, wow, this individual gets so much, everyone's into it and everyone knows, but women have to deal with this all the time. I think there were many of times he should have been wiped off. to me, he was harassing a person. So again, it goes back to that. Are they making loud noise about something I just don't like? Don't cancel. It's not fair. I'm not going to like everything everybody says. Are they actually harming or harassing a person or a group of people? Let's cancel them. So it really just kind of depends, on the situation.
And I think the difficult thing there isn't the most difficult thing there is who's deciding if it's
right.
harmful.
Right.
That's the tough part, right? Like who's making that decision? An algorithm, like, I don't know, some guy sitting in a little cubicle somewhere that works for Google's making it, like who's deciding that, right? That's the part that I think is difficult.
The beauty of social media. And this is something I learned later as I've been going through this journey of mine. There's a button called unfollow. There's a button called block.
Yep.
You can cancel whomever you want at any time that you want. And that should be enough.
Yep. I totally agree with that. And one more thing on that topic I heard, because it's really it's a very difficult topic. I think that's because I'm a huge First Amendment guy, but I also get the fact that they're their own companies. Like I wouldn't want the government telling me at Riderflex what to do, right? I don't want to be told what to do with my company. Just like maybe somebody at Twitter would be like, stop telling us what to do with our company, right? I get it, right? I can relate. But at the same time, I'm also a big free speech, big First Amendment guy. So this is a very troublesome topic. And I heard a guy say that he's like, what if you owned a coffee shop? Don't you want the power to kick out somebody that's in your coffee shop making noise?
Right to refuse service. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I do. But when a company gets as big as Google and they control every piece of information on the planet, like how? Okay, now so it's a tough one. Anyway, it's a very tough one. Do you think Elon should buy Twitter?
I think he's so petty. I love it. I'm like, he just wants to say what he wants to say, and he has the money to say it. And you know what? I can't hate the man for it. I know I'm like, I think it's great. If I had that kind of money and someone told me what to do, that's something I would do as well. So I think it's great. Good job, Elon.
I'm kind of a fan too. I think from a humanity perspective, I'm not an expert on this, but he seems to be, he's all about humanity and what's good for human beings long term. At least it seems that way. It's almost like he's saying, okay, we can't have this gigantic information flow that's controlled with certain narratives. He's like, I'm just going to buy this thing and let people open this up a little bit more, which I think is probably a good idea. So I'm a fan. I'm in favor of it too. So, we're recording this, by the way, on April 26, 2022.
We support Elon Musk.